What is this? Episode 2.
Why am I yawning?
It's 6 p.m. She's yawning at 6 p.m. Episode 2. Today, actually, so I want to like jump in. We want to jump into like life experiences and stuff we've gone through. Like, I don't know. But this one, like, I thought of this. I was like, yo, this would actually probably people would enjoy hearing about this. So I want to like touch on the ups and downs of social media, like the good things about social media, like doing it for a job, and like also the crap that it also has brought to us and the things we've been through with the whole social media stuff. Because there's more downs than you probably think there are. There's more downs. That doesn't sound right.
The downs don't outweigh the good, really.
No.
But there's a lot of downs to social media. It's not always fun.
I mean, I think me and you will both agree that social media is like changed our lives for much better.
Well, yeah.
Like I genuinely know how, like, I'm so grateful for everything I have. Like I'm living my best life. I'm my own boss. I work when I want. You can't beat that. Like I could make a quarter of the money that I do now and I would be happy because I have my own schedule. I can do whatever I want. Like, that's the best part about it, is just complete freedom, I would say.
Yeah, but also complete freedom comes with literally no days off.
Yeah, but it also...
But there's freedom during the... I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I'm mixing it up, so I'm just going to... I'll put, like, bullet points on it, and then me and you can jump into it. But, like, freedom, yes, comes with a lot of freedom, but it also... With freedom and you're home alone together all the time, I feel like that wasn't a problem, but it was like, no offense to you in any way, I need time away from you and you need time away from me. Yeah. Like a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when we were both working from home, it was like...
We're both not working from home right now, though.
Not right now, but for a little bit. When you quit your job for a little bit.
I didn't quit my job.
I thought you quit your job.
No.
Must have been a different girl that was sleeping with me then.
I quit my job, but I never really actually quit because they rehired me.
Oh, okay.
Remember? And then we just took a 2-week
explain to them what you do for work. Like, what your work life is like. I'm sure a lot of people actually don't even know that. What you, like, your thing.
Well, I went to school for fashion merchandising, so I work at a clothing boutique. And, yeah, but I work like 2 or 3 times a week, and then I do social media for the other times of the week.
The other times.
The other days of the week. Sorry, but yeah, it's fun for me. That's why. That's why I still do it. I don't have to do it.
I am like trying to get her to not work, even though I know she loves it. And that's why you still do it.
Yes.
I'm not going to force her to whatever. But it just makes more sense. And that's the beauty of social media. Like, if you have a following, you can kind of bring anybody into your content, and then they can start doing their own stuff, and then they can build their own separate thing. That's the beauty of it. I don't want to say, like I can jumpstart you. I can jumpstart anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like...
I mean, I literally wouldn't be doing social media if you never.
You don't think so? You don't think it ever would have crossed your mind if, like, let's say we never even met?
Do I want to do social media? Yes. Would I have gotten there? Probably not.
Not gotten there, but you think you would have tried?
No.
Really? Mm-mm. Do you think I've instilled a little bit of confidence in you to do that?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. Kayla, dude, I think you still are. She's like really shy. Until you get to know her. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Like, if you met her in person, you're like, oh my gosh, you're Kayla. I've seen your videos. She'd be like, ha. I feel like that. Like that. I have never seen. I like it's happened to you, but I've like, I don't pay attention to how you react. But I can only imagine you just smile and be like, oh, that's cool. Or something. I don't know. I just feel like you're very to yourself, which is not a bad thing whatsoever. Kayla's always been a shy person. And I was shy when I was younger, and then I kind of grew out of it, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
You're growing out of it right now, I would say. I genuinely would say that.
I think I'm doing a lot better than I was.
Yeah.
But also, like, moving out of your hometown, where you grew up, out of close 20 minutes from your parents' house. That helps a
I
little bit.
snatched her right out of her hometown. Actually, I snatched her right out of the state.
Yeah.
And I just brought her to Michigan with me, and I'm still trying
Florida.
to. Yeah,
I
still,
moved from Michigan.
yeah, we live in Florida, by the way, for those of you that don't know that. But, yeah, she's come a long way. But like back to what I was talking about, like that's a plus and everything, but it definitely, I would say, social media has caused, not directly, some directly, but indirectly caused some obstacles for us in our like relationship.
Yes.
I guess.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if there's any people that know a whole lot about me. Like when I first started doing this, bro, I was streaming. So when I first started doing social media, I was streaming on Twitch. I was playing video games. I was doing whatever. I was streaming every single night. There were sometimes I would do subathons. If you don't know what a subathon is, it's like someone subscribes to your Twitch and it adds time onto the stream, and you cannot end the stream until the time runs out. I would stream for weeks straight, nonstop. Sleep on stream, eat on stream.
But like
Day. Like 2 weeks I went one time.
But like when you first started, you're jumping a little far. When you first started, you were obviously streaming every single day, but like I literally wouldn't even want to be in your stream. Like I wouldn't even show my face.
Really?
Remember that? Like when I would come visit you and I would just like not, I would literally fight you so hard to be on stream.
Yeah, dude. See, you've always been like that. Which is like...
I just like...
She loves attention. She's going to try and tell you right now that she doesn't like attention.
No, that's not what I was going at. I was saying that, to put it into short words, I don't know if that's a thing. Put it into... Yeah.
I get what you're saying. They all get what you're saying.
Streaming, I feel like, ruined our relationship for a bit.
Oh, without a doubt. Because...
Like, streaming is like the worst thing for our relationship.
Yeah.
Even a couple nights ago, we got in a fight because you were on stream. It's every single time.
I agree. I think streaming is a very hard thing to balance and keep a healthy relationship, because when you stream 7 days a week, 6 days, I was streaming 7 days a week. I wouldn't take a day off.
Yeah, but like think about like at that point I was working full time at the boutique. So I was working 10 to 6 every day, and it's like a 35-minute drive for me to go to work. So I wouldn't get home. If I got out at 6, I wouldn't get home until 6:45, 7 at the latest. And you were already streaming because you started at like probably 5 or 6. I went to bed at like 9:30 because I always get up early to work out. And he went to bed at like midnight or later because he was streaming that late. So we literally just like never saw each other. We never spent quality time together. I got 2 random days off a week, which he obviously still had to work. And I wasn't really huge into social media at that point. So I wasn't really, that was like my day off to like literally do nothing. But then we couldn't do anything because you were still working.
Yeah. So, and my mindset, and this was my mindset, and I had the right mindset at the time. And I don't think I was in the wrong with having this mindset, but it's just a crappy situation. I was in the mindset that I had to provide, like, she was working. I'm not saying she wasn't making money. But what I'm saying is, like, I had to take care of us and, do what I had to do to pay the bills, basically. She was helping me, but I wasn't going to, I didn't want her to have to pay my part of the bills, whatever it was.
Yeah, we split bills.
We split bills then.
Yeah.
So I just felt, you know what I mean? I felt as if, and I wasn't making a lot of money at the time. I really wasn't making a lot of money. I was making good money, like I was making decent money, but like, you guys got to remember, I was working a full-time job streaming every night. I didn't see one sunrise. I didn't see any of that. I did not have a nightlife. I didn't go out on the weekends. We didn't go to bars. We barely went out to dinner. We'd go out to dinner every now and then, but it was like, okay, I got to go home and stream real quick after we
Like we'd literally rush home so he could stream. Or it would be a really late dinner.
And she hates confrontation, bro. She hates confrontation. So she goes with, you go with the flow for the most part.
I think
Sometimes.
it depends because I like things my way.
She
Everybody
does.
will say that.
But
I like things my way, but...
She understood that I had to do it to make money. She understood that part. But it just took her so long to finally say something to me. It was like, dude... Actually, she didn't really say anything to me. It was just like we went into this fallout where it was like emotionally detached from each other completely because we had no life together whatsoever. It was like we were roommates, basically. Because I was working... right after she got done working. Our mornings, she would go work out. She'd come home. I would go golfing. I went through this golfing phase too, and I still go
Or
through
you-
these phases.
Or you were still just sleeping.
Yeah, I was, dude.
Well, if you went to bed at like 1, you're not gonna wake up at
Streaming
6
had
a.m.
me. Well, streaming had me in this like funk, dude, where I was literally going to, like she said, going to sleep after midnight, and then I would literally get home and just, or not get home. I would literally go to bed at like 2, 3 in the morning, wake up at 11 or 10 the next day. She's already gone for work. You know, it was just like there, we did not see each other. There was nothing, and it was miserable. But like, I've always been in that mindset to like grind through stuff and like just whatever. And I didn't realize it. Like I didn't even realize it because it's like in my eyes, I'm working this dream job. This is awesome. I love it. I'm literally just entertaining I can work from home, entertaining for my work, making decent money, whatever. It was like this awesome thing to me, but I like lost sight of, I wasn't hanging out with my parents. I wasn't hanging out with Kayla. I wasn't hanging out with friends. Just literally sucked into it.
But like also you built a good foundation for us doing that. So it's like it's worth it.
It was a sacrifice.
But like
It was a
obviously it's
sacrifice.
changed now.
Yeah, and I think that like with everything in life, you get to a point where you like grow out of things.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm done streaming. But I will say I've cut it back 90%.
Yeah. I mean, you
I stream.
rarely stream.
I rarely stream.
Maybe
Do I want to find a good balance with streaming? Yes. Do I love streaming? I could go without streaming.
I don't know why I keep yawning.
I don't mind streaming. I enjoy it sometimes, but I hated streaming, bro. I hated it.
You burnt out.
I burnt myself out. I hated it. And this goes for all social media. This was while I was like, this is when I blew up on TikTok and everything too at the time. So, but I wasn't making money off of TikTok. That was just to drive people to my stream. I was not making any money off of that. This was before they were paying for views. This was before I had any brand deals. Like nothing, dude. So my only income was from Twitch, which shout out to anybody that had watched me in the OG days. Cause y'all, I moved from Michigan down to Florida and somehow finagled life and survived for a few years just off of streaming. And I would not be where I'm at today if I didn't stream though.
I agree with you.
But yeah,
Like I said, it was worth it, but like also not worth it, if that makes any sense.
but yeah, I mean, when I say like the title says it, but like when I say we almost like called it quits, it was like this emotional, like we were just like not there with each other.
Yeah.
Like they're just,
Literally like not like even in a relationship feeling like.
yeah, it was just like we weren't, it just didn't, nothing felt right. But I was blindsided by it because I was just like, she brought it up to me and I'm like, I was completely blindsided by it, but like we weren't spending any time together, doing nothing. There was no intimacy. There was no, when I say intimacy, I'm not talking sexual. I'm talking like there was no just sit down, have a conversation about how our days were and just sit down and talk and have an actual conversation, not just existing next to each other. And I went into probably my deepest depression then. I didn't stream for 2 weeks, which I haven't done that. That was I had not gone 2 weeks without streaming in probably 3 years. Like that was like, so that happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know what I was going to do. Just lost, like I'm thinking I just lost Kayla 6, 7, 8 months before the wedding. I'm like thinking, I just lost Kayla. This is all whatever. So we basically we took some time to figure it out. I went to California for literally 2 weeks and she stayed here. And I was just kind of like, I'd post a video every now and then, whatever. But it was like, I was not there. I don't know what you that whole time was like. You were just kind of trying to like, I don't know, figure your
like,
brain out.
Yeah, I was just trying to like wrap my head around everything. Because obviously like I didn't want it like to be done. Like that wasn't like my goal or our goal. That's not like, in the end, that's not really what we wanted. But like something like wasn't right. So we like needed to fix whatever that was.
We need to figure out what it was. And it literally took me like a few weeks to figure out that it was a streaming. I don't know why it took me so long to figure it out that it was a streaming. And then I finally figured out, I was like, I'm never streaming again. And I'm telling you, I'm going to, this is the most like perfect timing, like God's plan, like perfect timing. YouTube rolls out. AdSense on short form videos. I start getting these brand deals like month after month after month after month after, like just consistent brand deals. YouTube starts paying for views. My YouTube started blowing up. I went from 100,000 subscribers to like, I'm at almost 1 million now, but I was at like 400,000 subscribers in just like 2 weeks. I had jumped. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm making money other ways than streaming. I was like, because our videos are just stupid like they take a little bit of thought. The most time consuming thing from it is just thinking of it.
Yeah.
But like doing it isn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't take 4 or 5 hours out of my entire night.
No.
So it was like a solution. It was like God gave me this perfect solution to like, it was, and I didn't even notice that right away. I was like, wow. And everything worked out, man.
But like I didn't pinpoint that it was streaming either. Like
No,
it was just we were just like talking about everything and trying to figure out like what was going on, and then I don't know what
it was
we came
instant.
to. Yeah.
It was instant. It was as soon as I got back, and we just like most people like you told me one time. I remember you're like, I'm just not used to this. Like my parents would sit down, have dinner together,
Yeah.
hang out with each other, and I'm like, mine would too. But like I just have this mentality. I don't know what it was, like survive.
But like you're literally such a hard worker, and like I get that, and that was obviously good, and it built what we have now. But I don't know where I was going with that.
I just want to kiss you right now.
I don't know, but
Tone it down. Just kidding.
yeah,
No.
I don't know. I literally grew up in. I don't know necessarily know if it was was it a traditional.
I would
family?
say traditional, as in like not in a I don't. Traditional is the right word.
Yeah, I guess
you hang out at night time.
Both of my parents went to their jobs.
Yep.
Their normal jobs. Me and my sister like went to school, or she was in college and I went to school, whatever. Me and my sister both went to college, and then, you know, I don't know, they were just like,
Yeah.
it was just normal jobs and normal life. We would come home and we would go to sports, and then we would eat dinner together. Like no matter what time it was, we were eating dinner together at that table.
Yeah. And
Or
same
like
for me,
eating
so-
together on the couch, like if it was like takeout or something. But we were like always eating together, and we would even try to eat breakfast together. Like it was just like
Yeah.
that type of.
Same for me. I grew up that, but like I had felt like I had such a golden opportunity, and I didn't really know. That's the thing with me, is my senior quote for high school was, "I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it very well." I literally don't know what I'm doing, but I'm somehow navigating my way through everything, and I've gotten to where I'm at now. And I'm not even trying to boast or say it's much, but like I have somehow kept figuring it out. So that was my mindset at the time. I was like, I have to boggle all these things, and I completely neglected everybody else around me other than work. I was like, don't get me wrong, I was probably in the worst mental state of my life that whole year of doing that, because it was just constant stress. Like I am so much happier now.
Yeah, we
I am
both are.
so yeah. And when I got back from California, I remember I called her. I was like, I'm not waiting any longer. We need to just figure this out. I'm not going to be in California. I'm not going to be 2,500 miles away from you. We just need to figure this out. So I literally booked a next day flight, $500 one-way trip. I'm like, whatever. And at this time, like I said, I wasn't making a whole lot of money. I was barely posting videos. I want to say, dude, I had maybe like $7,000 to like, well, $7,000 in my like checking account. The rest is like investments and stuff. $7,000 I was able to spend at the time, right? And I bought the flight, went into Louis Vuitton, bought her a purse, and then I was like, oh, this is going to be the best. I'm going to get home. Everything's going to be whatever. She's like, let's just wait a few more days. So I had to cancel my next day flight that I had. I lost $500. I was like, whatever. I booked it a few days later. And as soon as I got back home, we were just, I don't know, it was just like,
Yeah.
because
We just had lots of conversations.
We were purposefully trying to spend time with each other. We weren't just like
and like
existing
talking
next
about
to each other.
everything.
The main, like what I'm really trying to punch with this story, and I know I scatter everywhere, but like social media, it's not social media I'm trying to target in this, I guess I would say. It's more jobs. But the problem with my job is I mixed work with play. Like,
That was a big one. Like work. We
yes,
do we
yes,
do
we
work,
didn't touch that.
but we do work together now, and it's healthy and it's fine.
Yes.
But like before, it was like
Everything.
the mixture of work with this, work with that, work with me, work with the dogs. Like literally just like anything. Like
Anything we would
he
do.
would. I'm not like dogging you on this, but like he liked to IRL stream. So like he would take his phone and like we would go eat dinner, but we'd be on stream. And I'm like, no, like that's us eating dinner together. Like it doesn't need to be on stream, like that type of thing.
Yeah. And now that I look back at it, I'm like, holy crap, I'm such an idiot. Like, I'm an idiot because I don't know how I didn't see that.
But like also with my job, I can't pay for everything with just what I was doing at that time.
No, yeah.
So like
no.
we needed that, but there's just like
And
different ways to do.
And
that,
I want to throw this out
guess.
there. I'm not crapping on streaming. And
No.
anybody that's helped support me, I'm just saying how I lost sight of everything and how unhealthy it became. But
But like you can stream now and it be healthy. It's just
yeah,
like
and now we
there's-
figured out
yeah.
a much lighter balance with it. You know what I mean? I stream when she's at work or when she's out doing something. It eliminates it completely. But we used to stream. Every time we would cook a meal, I would stream it. Every time we would go out in public, I would stream it. Every time we would do anything, I'd vlog it. It's just like,
And it like sounds fun, but
and yeah, and exactly the point of this video is like, it sounds awesome to live that life where you're just living your life and recording it, but it gets to a point where it's like everything feels just weird because you're filming everything. It doesn't feel genuine as it should be. Everybody can, like, when you turn on a camera, it just it puts pressure on you for no reason. So it just, I don't know, there's so many different things that it just, yeah, we're in a I'm extremely happy. I have nothing
I
to
feel like that
complain
was
about.
just kind of like a
It was a learning experience.
yes, and also
We needed
it like
that.
it built up, I would say.
Yeah.
like-
We needed it.
Yeah, I don't know. All of the stuff built up to that one spot, like that one time, and however long we were.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It worked out. It
But,
worked out well. But
yeah.
like, I'll say that with anything in life, like you're going to have like some hard life lessons that are going to be like, well, I look back at that. That was the worst 2 weeks of my life. That was the lowest point of my life. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I lost 10 pounds, I think, in like 2 weeks. Like I did not eat any food. I was literally in like my darkest depression. And yeah, it was rough. But now I look back at it and I was like, okay, but if nobody would have ever said anything, it would have only gotten worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, with any relationship, with anything in life, like, you know, sometimes those speed bumps are needed to straighten things out. But yeah, man. But I mean,
But that
good
was also
side-
only like, I would say the whole issue was maybe like 6 months of our 6-year relationship. You know,
Yeah.
like we were like
Yeah.
really happy.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Well, that's another good point.
we were dating in the same state, and then we did a long distance for like 2 years. And then I moved down here and we were fine.
yeah.
And then
Because we got into a routine.
yeah,
Routines
like too much of a
will
routine.
kill
I'm
you.
such a routine person, so that's been a big struggle
Yeah.
for me. But
And this isn't like necessarily a relationship advice like
No.
episode, but like I will say that try and stay out of routines, like to a certain extent. I'm not saying you can't go work
with
out
each
or,
other, I'd say.
Yes, but don't keep doing the same things every single day. Spice it up somehow. And that it's got to be 100% trying from both parties to do that. It can't just be one person or else it just gets exhausting. That goes for everything though. Like both parties really need to put themselves full for or else it gets exhausting for the other person. But dude, routines kill. And then we were in the most routine you could ever be in.
Yeah.
There was nothing. I mean, dude, I had all the money in the world I had all the money in the world that I could possibly need, and I would still stream every single night. I did not miss a single night. And if I miss a night, I felt guilty. I felt like, oh, well,
Do an extra long stream tomorrow.
I was lit. I'm not lying to you guys. I was in the most grind mindset of my entire life. Like, which now that I realize for social media, that is not the way to go. Quality is better than quantity. And the whole grind of social media isn't just be smart and strategic about it. You don't have to post. You don't have to not even post stream or post every single. Make sure it's good. is what I'm trying to get at. You don't have to push yourself. It's not working out. You're not trying to exhaust yourself or burn yourself out to get a good workout. It just needs to be strategically. That's a big part.
Yeah. I was just going to say, like, all of the streams you did, like, made you where you are, though.
Yeah,
too.
So
it's just like I don't know.
it's a catch-22, man.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be here without streaming.
There just
Like I
needs
said,
to
you
be
go through that
balance
stuff.
with everything.
Balance, yes. Balance is huge with everything you do. Balance is huge. Like, one thing is like, I told her, I was like, no more work and play. Like, if we're gonna work, we're gonna work. If we're gonna play, we're gonna play. If we're gonna go out and make a date night, we're gonna go out and it's just me and you, and that's that. There's nothing that, if we're setting time apart for each other, that's the only thing that's gonna happen. There's no. And that was hard for me at first, man, because I just felt like a lazy piece of crap when I wasn't doing something.
Because you were literally so used to just, like, doing something 24 hours a day.
Because I was in survival mode. I've been in survival mode for the past 2 years trying to make social media work. And I've definitely gotten to a much better spot now where YouTube is paying me double, almost triple what Twitch was a few months ago. So just take that into mind. You know what I mean? It's like...
It was just kind of like the biggest eye-opener when you stopped streaming and were doing other things and making... Not that everything's about money. I'm not saying that, but, like, making more money than you were spending 6 hours a night streaming. You were not streaming, and you were posting videos in YouTube and doing whatever else and making more money.
You know the saying, work smarter, not harder? All I had to do was Google, there's ad revenue on this. You can make money doing that. You can make money doing this.
Yeah.
It's not about the money. It's about surviving and paying bills and setting yourself up.
Well, I feel like at our age, we need to build a foundation. So, like, we're talking about money a lot, and eventually that's not necessarily going to be our goal.
But also,
I mean, it is.
You went to college, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't go to college.
Yeah.
I'm making money right now, but, like, I don't have a plan B. Like, this is, like, I'm full into this, and plan B is just plan A again for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like that, is because I know there is no backup plan. So it's like, I have to make this work. So that's why I go into these, like, frenzies. But I'll be honest, the last 6 months of my life have been the laziest months of my entire life. I'm still doing work. I'm still been doing good work. Laziest work-wise, but our relationship has improved by 1,000,000%. Like,
and I feel like your relationships with other people, too. Not just
yes,
us.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I've made friends.
You have friends. You enjoy hanging out with your friends. Not that you didn't talk to your parents, but you talked to your parents.
Started getting hobbies.
Yeah.
I started playing golf. I started fishing. Started just doing different things, like going on hunting trips with my dad. It feels so good to live somewhat of a normal life, because people don't realize I would wake up, eat my breakfast, and I would have maybe 2 hours to just, maybe an hour, because I woke up so late, to just do whatever I wanted. Yeah. Whatever that might have been. I'm working out now. Wasn't working out then. Like, I was literally just waking up. Waking up streaming. Yeah, I've gained, like, probably around 20 pounds since October, since you made me lose
10. So you just gained 10 pounds?
Yeah. 10 pounds is a lot for me.
No, I'm
but, kidding. Like, I could literally eat 10 pounds of food and then I'd go poop it out right afterwards. Like, that's how fast my metabolism is.
Literally, you do eat a lot of food. Recently you have.
Yeah.
Like, you eat so much food, and not that nothing happens. That's not what I'm trying to say. But, like, literally, it's hard for you to gain weight.
The only way I can gain weight is if I'm working out. That's the only way I've noticed I can put on weight, is if I'm working out and eating. Like, I have to eat so much to make myself sick. But, like, that's just to get,
That's just kind of crazy.
But let's
Can we switch bodies?
I don't know if you want this. You get called chicken legs all the time.
I'm just saying that I could eat whatever I want to and, like, still stay the same size.
Yeah, it's rough though. You know how many guys have said I have chicken
legs? Whatever the heck I want to.
Kayla works out at 5 a.m. every day, and
6.
I'm going. We're going for lunch, or I'm getting breakfast around. I look over and she's eating like a candy bar. I'm like, it's not even 10 a.m. She's got a sweet tooth, bro. But she works her butt off so she can do it. But I could
literally eat sweets all day, every day.
She has a sweet tooth, and we're at the store, and she's like, "We're not buying any more sweets."
I just like the.
She grabs them.
Oh my gosh, Sweet Lawrence cookies.
Not sponsored. Don't know who they are. Screw you, Sweet Lawrence.
No.
If you want to sponsor our podcast, you can. We'll like have a sheet right here and we'll eat them.
Literally the best cookies.
Good sides of social media. Go. List them off. Let's tap into it.
Flexibility.
Yup. I can't even touch my toes. Just a side note.
I can touch my toes.
Why did proof it. Why you give me that look?
What was I saying?
Flexibility, good sides of social media. Flexibility.
I mean, it's your full-time job.
It's been my full-time job for almost 4 years.
Yeah, and it's just my part-time job right now.
Flexibility.
Well, it's
Flexibility is the number one thing. Nothing beats it.
Yeah.
If I want to work at 11 p.m., I can. If I want to work at 6 a.m., I can. If I want to work at noon, I can.
Yeah, it's
It
just
does
like
not
nice.
matter.
It's literally, I don't know if it's our generation, which I'm sure it kind of is, especially with like the whole COVID thing when we were all like work from home, blah, blah, blah. But like nobody really wants to go to work anymore. Like if you can work from home, why the heck would you not work from home?
That was tough. That was tough for like, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was tough
though?
for my parents to understand. That, you know how many times my parents told me, that's not a real job. That's not a real job. That's not a real, you know. And then now they don't say anything to me.
Well, yeah.
But like, that's weird. It's weird to do.
My mom
what
still
we
tells
do.
me to get a real job, so.
Damn.
The other day I was talking about taxes and she was like, well, yeah, or I was talking about how expensive life was and she's like, well, yeah, Kayla, that's why you get a job. Cool.
Shout out Kathy.
Just kidding. She loves me, but
Yeah,
still.
she does. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, like flexibility is literally could be the entire bubble.
But also, I feel like with a 9-to-5 job, especially if you're on salary, that's all you can make in that year. Social media, you can literally make whatever the heck you want to.
Yes, there's no cap.
You can just keep working.
I'm seeing I
And
said.
You do put the work in to make the money.
Yes.
But still.
People don't think it's a real job, but it's also, okay, these brands want me to get X. They are paying me X amount of money to get, they know I get X amount of views. They're paying me to literally make a commercial for them. Everybody watching this podcast has watched TV before. You're watching YouTube right now. You've seen ads that pop up. You wouldn't tell an actor on the TV that's doing a Pepsi commercial that they don't have a real job. It's the exact same thing. It's literally the same exact thing. You have content. Brands want to put an ad out there because they know it's going to get views. But I don't see it as a real job because my dad was a landscaper, owned his own landscaping business, hardworking dude, shoveling, moving, doing
Labor.
Labor. I'm talking I would work for him in the summer. Oh my gosh. I did landscaping. I was a barista. I made coffee.
He used to make me coffee sometimes.
I remember she came in one time and I was like, gosh. I almost spit in her drink one time just so she could you know what I mean? Just maybe she'd get a taste.
Oh,
and
that's
be
why
like,
you got fired. Oh.
No, I didn't get fired. I got fired because I put my wiener in the meat slicer.
Oh, you were serious about that?
Yeah.
I thought you were joking.
Well, she got fired too, the meat slicer, but that was good. That was good. Can I get some? That was good. Anyway, I was a barista, and my last job was in college.
Are you still a barista if you're a girl, a boy?
Baristo? I think it's barista.
Okay.
Maybe
I was
it's
just
baristo.
wondering.
I don't know.
I don't think it's barista. I was just wondering if there's a different word.
And then I worked at a pizza place, and I'm not lying to you guys. $40 a night was a great night for me. That was great money. $40 a night in tips, which I also had to go get a full tank of gas, so I was left with maybe $20. You know what I mean? And then the car repairs and stuff. It was whatever. Terrible gig. Back to what you were saying. There's no cap on how much money you can make. I see people posting finally got my first job making $60,000 a year. And $60,000 is great.
Yeah.
That's great money. But you are capped at $60,000.
But you know what's weird to think about? And I don't really have a job. Like, obviously I do social media part-time and I work at a boutique part-time. But my paychecks have literally never in my life been the exact same. Can you imagine working a salary job? I mean, I guess it's reassuring that you're going to get that money that next week.
It's comfort.
But can you imagine, let's just say you get paid $2,500 every week. Can you imagine? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Bi-weekly, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
can you imagine like doing that? I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice, like obviously the reassurance stuff, but
that's what it comes down to. Is like, do you want to take the risk and do social media? Because the risk is you can make nothing, or you can make $1 million, or you can just get a salary job, go to college, get a salary job, whatever. I'm not crapping on college. I'm really not. But like, you can get a set amount of money, but it's like, I don't have a college degree. I'm making stupid videos on the internet. I'm making 6 figures. The dude who went to college for 4 years is living with his parents and doesn't have a job. It's like it, but there's also people that went to college and are doctors and are making $500,000 a year. Depends. It depends. It depends. I'm not crapping on college, but it's also people crap on the people who don't go to college, saying, "Oh, you're not gonna." My dad used to tell me
it just depends on like how hard you want to work if you don't go to college.
Yeah, if
if
you don't go to college, you need a plan to figure it out.
Exactly.
You need to figure it out, because if you're just, I'm not going to college, and then, as my dad always told me, you're going to be shoveling crap if you don't.
I begged Steven to go back to college when we were dating.
Really?
Because he went, remember you went to school, well, you golfed your first year of school. You're a little golfer.
Play golf. D4 college. No, not to brag or anything.
NAIA, right?
I don't even know what NAIA is.
There's no such D4. It's D1
That was a
to
joke. It was D3.
That's it. It is?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I thought it was
I think.
NAIA.
I don't know.
Okay, anyways, it doesn't matter.
Probably wasn't even a college.
And
I just
then
went to high school again.
And then you switched and came back to our hometown for college. And then you just stopped college. So that was 2 years.
I moved down to Florida, and I didn't re-enroll.
But you didn't even, did you even finish your second year? I literally don't think that you did.
No, I didn't even. I literally.
You like stopped going to class.
I remember I moved down to Florida, and I had to go back to Michigan.
Yes.
I had to go back to Michigan to take a test. So I flew back to Michigan mainly to see her. That was the main reason. My parents didn't know how well I was doing in school. My parents paid for my first 2 year, or my second year of college. My first year, I got a small scholarship, and my living was paid for. But they paid for. My parents were taking care of me at the time, and I flew back just to hang out with her. But I went and took a test. Flew back, took the test. I failed it. I guessed it was like a Scantron. I just eeny, meeny, miny, mo, whatever.
Catch a tiger by his toe.
Failed it, dude. I didn't even want to try. And I think I just got to a point where I was like, I don't want, like, I don't know. It did not appeal me in any way, shape, or form. And I feel like this challenges me to push myself to, like, try and get back. I'm also lazy, though. I can be lazy at times. So it's like, I don't know.
Like, that's kind of the cool thing about social media.
Yes.
You can take a day off. Are you losing money? Probably. But you can.
Yeah.
But also, I was saying that I begged you to go back to college because my family, I said this before, but like even like my grandparents, like my aunts, my uncles, like we've all been like super duper close my entire life. And when I told, they would always ask like, oh, where's Steven going to school? Or, oh, like what's Steven do?
I can't even explain like the feeling that gave me of just, it wasn't even like fuel for me. It wasn't like, oh, I'm a prove. I didn't have that mentality. I'm a prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I still don't think I have. I still think like.
I think you got my parents you're fine there.
Well, if our kid was dating some loser like me, I'm sorry.
You're not a loser.
That's debatable. But what I'm saying, at the time, and that's all I knew, I would be very skeptical.
Yeah.
I'd be
that's
very
why
skeptical.
I was just saying.
You're
like,
a real one for sticking for me.
And I would even like say, oh, like, oh yeah, like he's going back to school, like blah, blah, blah. Like I would just like say that, even though I knew damn well you weren't going back to school. Just to like, so they would be happy. Because like that's how my family is. Like you go to college, like that's what you do.
It's a smart thing to do, and I don't hate that idea at all.
No, I know, but like for them to like wrap their heads around somebody that is
it's weird.
In a serious relationship, we weren't even engaged at this time, but like a serious relationship, and they all literally loved you, and so I wanted them to just like fully love you. I'd be like, yes, he's going back to school, or yes, he's still going to school. Not that you ever quit school. I don't know.
Oh, this is another downside of social media. I post not on my main stuff, my main social media. You got, if you've seen it, whatever. If you haven't, just Slick Stevie on everything. I post some pretty mature audience comedy, if you will, skits. Some of them aren't necessarily skits. I haven't only posted skits, but more recently it's been skits. But they're for a more mature audience. They have some
Rated R.
vulgar things in them. And I know they do, but that's my type of comedy. Literally 90% of the things I say on my social media aren't even real. You know what I mean? I look at it as I don't know. I look at it as I'm just putting on I'm making like a short film. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to like entertain someone as if someone would watch a movie. It's the same
You're
concept.
making content.
I'm making content. It's like, and I still think people would like it, even if they know it's fake. I've told people we do
I feel like
skits.
a lot of
People know
people-
it's skits. You look at my YouTube contents,
You
and
think so?
yeah, some people don't. And there's some people with 4 brain cells out there that are fighting each other to try and figure out if it isn't or not, and then they're leaving stupid comments.
I
but
mean,
like,
the amount of comments that I get, why are you with him? He treats you
oh
like
my
crap. Blah, blah,
gosh.
blah. I'm like, you guys really think that I'd be marrying him? If he said those words to me, like, and meant them? No.
people don't understand, and that's
No.
fine. That's fine because
Yeah,
those
that's
of you
fine,
like keep
whatever.
it going,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's fine.
But your parents seeing that stuff was, dude, like,
Well, because like they wanted, so once they like wrapped their head around it, they wanted to obviously see everything.
my content.
They wanted to see. They're like, oh well, what does he do? Like,
This still makes
I
me
want,
uncomfortable.
but
and feel
also like I
crappy.
want to support him. Like they were like that. Like once they like wrapped their heads around, and then like, then them watching it, I was like, maybe just like don't watch it. You know?
Her family, the nicest family on planet Earth, bro. Like, seriously, they never gave me crap about anything. They never said anything to me. They were just kind of like, "Oh, we'll see how it goes" type deal. But yeah, dude, her whole family is. I can't imagine. Like, I
If
don't
you
know.
had a daughter and then you were in that situation.
Yeah, I would.
Dutch.
Dude, get out of my crotch. I don't know how they handled it the way they did. Is all I'm saying. I still don't know how they handle it the way they do, because I know I heard dads told me, people come up to him and say, "What's this video is a little, crazy. Why is he saying that stuff?" Which I get, I understand, but little did they know I was like, "Hey, Kayla, I got this funny idea. Sit down, let's just do it real quick." She's like, "Okay." We do it. She's gone.
Yeah.
She's
But
gone.
that also took me a while to like
Oh, you've gotten so good at it.
not be like, I guess yes, like agreeing to doing the videos, yes, but like even separating that from like our relationship. Like,
Really?
yeah, I feel like you saying those things, and not saying that like you were coming like at me for it, but I guess kind of.
Well, it's a mentality you have to have. No, going in and be like, okay, everything I'm about to say and everything I'm about to do is just to make somebody else laugh.
Yeah.
It has no meaning. Me, I'm numb to it because that's just how my brain has evolved into working over the last couple of years. I had 1 million followers before she even started doing videos with me. Before anybody even saw her, I had 1 million plus followers. And then I started bringing her into it. I was like, dude, this is so fun. This stuff is funny. It's easy. She's good at it. Like, it's such good stuff. And then I realized I would start to have that like joking mentality and just like saying kind of those nappy things to her as a joke. And I realized I was like, okay, I need to like chill. I need to really separate joking in videos from our actual relationship, because that was a problem too.
Yeah, that was back in.
I would
When
talk
what
like
happened-
jokingly around my friends or
Yeah.
her friends or
Yeah.
my family. I would like jokingly make those snarky little remarks or jokes, and it would like, I don't know. It's just
Like, save that for work because it's like fake, and then he like
because I have a
was
different.
but like you weren't trying to bring it into like our relationship,
no.
but it just like happened to bleed into it.
I have a
guess.
different persona on camera. I have a character.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys have ever watched a TV show, you get attached to a character, right? My character is some asshole who has a beautiful girl that I just roast the crap out of for no reason. And people eat it up like it's the last thing on earth to eat. And it's funny. There's some funny stuff, but it's like, that's not how I view her at all. Like,
Yeah.
after we're done, I'm sitting there like massaging her feet and kissing every toe and tucking her into bed, and so
He does not tuck me in bed.
no, I don't, because she falls asleep and her arms are flared everywhere and she's smacking me in her sleep. She moves a lot in her sleep. And you sound like a little gremlin when you snore.
I snore.
So hot.
You're getting the dogs excited. Come on. Look what you did.
Sorry, dogs are excited. But yeah, what else? Before we finish this out, is there anything else you can think of that like good or bad side? But I feel like we just got really deep. I've never told anybody those things, so I feel like we're really getting kind of deep here. But
I feel like
that was a good.
Only us know that.
No,
I feel like.
and I'm like, I don't really love putting all that information out. Not that it makes any difference, but it's kind of like, again, I like to keep things personal, but it's also nice to like actually talk from different points of views. I think like I'm learning some stuff that you thought, or things that you know what I mean. So
like also good. Like a different, like this is real Steven.
Yeah.
On this podcast.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, which you guys won't get anywhere else. So subscribe. All right. I think was there anything else that we missed? Like good versus bad stuff?
I don't think so.
My fear of her parents judging me, or her family judging me. Losing connections emotionally. Relationships, all relationships. Freedom. What is he doing? Is he doing the downward dog? Yeah, all the good, like we went over it all. I don't remember it all, man. That was a good talk though. But hey, that was episode 2. Subscribe for more random stuff. Peace. Our podcasts are going to be a bunch of different things, man. We're just talking about life. Yeah, our first couple podcasts, just me and her. We're just trying to get it up and rolling, and then we're going to get some guests on, do some call-ins with you guys, and just answer questions, do a bunch of random stuff. So I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.